following is only intended for mature audiences. I advise viewer discretion.
Chapter 10, Adalind. Back in my solar, I pace furiously. The sun has gone down completely, the lumen crystals on the walls glittering with light, and all is peaceful everywhere, except in my own mind. A year, an entire year. That is how long it took for Duke Grimble's mistress to trust me, to agree to work with me, spying on him. We were so close to uncovering the names of those in his and Yorian's cabal. My plan would have sent Grimble running to his co-conspirators, the key to unlocking the network, and Tasha would have been able to follow. All this I have lost in the space of an afternoon. Damn Grimble. Gods damn him in his dying cell. Even if I could get aid to him now, it would not save him. What man would live after such a wound, untreated for the better part of an hour? I am full of despair and fury. My lands and people will never be safe as long as there are those in power that view them as playthings to be broken. I have seen it too often, borne witness to this country's most secret, dark depravity. The cabal must be stopped at all costs, but I no longer know how. Grimble's was the only voice I recognized under the masks that they wear. Now, due to a new husband-to-be that is almost too protective of me, that lead is lost, and I have no other. Vaguely, I am aware that my anger is ill-placed on Rognar. To have a husband that actively protects me from threats and insults was but a dream yesterday. Yet, Grimble is dying. I have no other names, and my feelings must go somewhere. Indeed, it almost feels like a luxury to be so openly angry against a male. My pacing is interrupted when Ursa bursts into the room out of breath. Your Majesty. Yes, Ursa? I query, alarmed at her disheveled appearance. Has something gone amiss? Is there fighting in the courtyard? No, Your Majesty. The lady-in-waiting labors, gulping down large breaths before steadying herself. But the Orc King is furious, looking for you. He is demanding you be brought to the King's chambers. The staff are beside themselves. A spark of wrath runs cold down my spine. Demands, does he? I ask softly, going still. A contrary streak bids me to go as slowly as possible to answer the summons. But I would never let the good people serving in the castle suffer for my pride. Though something about Ursa's characterization of Rognar sits ill with me. He is usually so calm to be apparently causing such a clamor. Very well, I will make haste. But I will not enter those rooms, never of my own volition. It does not take long to arrive at the King's rooms, as they are in the same wing as my solar. 2 guards stand intimidatingly before the double gold doors and stare down at me as I arrive. I will not let them scare me, however. The King is expecting me. Open the doors. I command in my most icy, regal voice. The orcs surprise me, however, by kneeling before me on one knee, a fist over their hearts.
Good Queen Adalind,
says one, his voice buttery smooth like all the orcs I've heard, save Rognar.
I am Turnag Kalowik, son of Masiki. This is Lyric, my twin. We bid you welcome to our people and wish to be the first to pledge to your service.
I am taken aback, almost literally, as the urge to step back is strong and only reined in by years of deportment training. To pledge to service in the Orikesh is both similar and different to the humans of Adric. One can pledge oneself to service, but usually to a group or idea, and can be released when a pledge is fulfilled. A pledge from an orc, however, is always to one person, overrides all other loyalties, and is until death. I want to ask why 2 orcs I have never seen before wish to pledge to me, but I also know it is never offered lightly. To refuse, especially as a queen, would be a huge disgrace to these orcs, one that they may never recover from in the eyes of their people. Confused, but somehow deeply flattered, I say, "Rise, Turnag and Lyric." In an instant, they are both on their feet, rising with the quick agility of wildcats. In a clear voice, so that any listening might not mistake my words, I say, "I accept your welcome and your pledge. report tomorrow to Dame Sarah and tell that I have placed you in my gold guard." The two smile, and I am suddenly given the impression that they are both young, even younger than I am with my 24 years.
"It will be done. We are pleased and honored by your acceptance, my queen,"
Lyric says, and then moves to open the door. I nod to him and step forward, standing just on the threshold so that the door cannot completely close. There, in my most hated room in the entire castle, sits Rognar, on an unfamiliar iron chair in the center of the room, sharpening his axe. For a moment, the wind is out of my sails. He is so attractive to me, even with his orcness. Besides, the pledges from earlier have made me forget myself. But when my eyes land on his gleaming blade, and I can see it again, covered in Grimble's blood, and then I remember, I am angry. Not that I can let him know that. Instead, I use the tool in my arsenal that has always served me best. I smile. Rognar glances up, takes one look at me and says,
"You are still angry with me."
His insight infuriates me further. But still, it would be foolish to fight with him. The merger of our two kingdoms is not yet done, and as much as I feel I know him, I cannot chance giving him my true emotions. Placation is still probably best. "No," I say, my fake pleasant smile in place. "I am not,"
"Oh no, do not hide away from me,"
he says, standing and stalking closer.
"I like your fire. Burn me with it, Witch Queen. Lash me with your tongue. I am strong enough to take it."
If my fake smile annoys him, I do not know what to do. It is always how I avoided a fight in the past. Why can he not just let it lie, even if he knows it is fake? Confused, I widen my smile and sweeten my voice until it is tooth-aching. "No, my king, I tell you I am not angry. Why would I be?"
"Gods, Adalind, do not trifle with me. I already know what a real smile looks like on your lips. You should be angry at me. I terrified your servants when I asked to have you found, so maybe you should be angry with me for that as well. However, you need servants made of sterner stuff."
That does sound more like him. It would be easier to believe that the staff were all on edge, thinking an orc had a temper, than that the so far fairly even-keeled Rognar was actually threatening them. Still, be that as that may, there is nothing to be angry about, and even if there is, I forgive you. He growls, actually growls like an annoyed wolf, and replies,
"How about the fact that I apparently killed your brother? Are you angry about that? Is that why you did not tell me about it during negotiations, and I had to overhear you talking about it with that cur, Grimble?"
I freeze, my smile almost slipping. But no, I have trained under Yorian for this. No matter the pain, I can keep a pleasant look about me. If you overheard that part of my conversation, then you also know that I do not blame you, so I cannot be angry. Rognar shakes his head.
"Whether you blame me or not does not mean that you can't be angry. Emotions are not logical. But if it will ease you, I can tell you that I did not kill him myself, nor did any of the orcs here. The captain of the Blue Guard fought my cousin Dura, a shield maiden. They both fell over a wall, and their bodies have yet to be found. But I have sent a scouting party to search for both of them, so that they may be found and laid to rest."
Hope leaps to my throat. If their bodies have not been found, is it possible they are alive? The Orc King shakes his head again.
"It is unlikely. Their battle was fierce. I do not doubt it was to the death. If neither of them have shown themselves by this time, I would say that they must have killed each other."
My smile does slip for a moment, tears welling in my eyes. My grief is fresh, but I shake myself. I fix my smile in place and say, "Thank you for telling me. I'm sure you will find them, and I look forward to being able to lay them to rest before the gods." Rognar glares.
"You do not have to smile at me. Yell, slap me, throw things. I cannot make amends if I do not even know what I have done wrong."
I don't know what to do. It seems my pleasant demeanor is making him angrier. but I can't show him my anger. I can't. He says that he would be fine being burned by my words, but what if he's lying? I am too close to getting everything that I've worked so hard for. So I just say, I'm sorry, you are mistaken. I am not angry. He stares at me for a moment, then sighs, as if I have disappointed him.
If you are not angry, then there is no reason not to fulfill your word. You said that you would spend the night sleeping in my bed, and I aim to have what was promised.
A frisson of fear zings down my spine. He meant here? In this room? The room where Yorian... No. Damn it, I will not stop thinking of it. This I cannot give Rognar, no matter how much he asks. I have no intention of breaking my promise, I hear myself say, but neither will I spend this night or any other with you in this room. I expect him to rage or become frustrated, and I plan to smile at him the whole time. But instead he grows quiet, his gaze searching.
The room, of course,
he says, startling me. I cannot fathom what you mean, I reply, but my voice shakes a little. I am angry with him, for earlier with Duke Grimble, and now for this. I do not want him to have any more of my weaknesses. Why did I just hand him another? Why can he not let my feelings be my own?
Varric, Turnog,
Rognar shouts, ignoring my protest. The two orc guards readily appear behind me in the half-open doorway.
Yes, my king.
Turnog asks. I notice for the first time he has ram's horns as well. Another troll breed.
Fetch more orcs and servants. I want every stick of furniture removed from this room immediately. Then pitch my war tent and fill it with my furs. I find myself disgusted by a place that was inhabited by that worm Yorian. Yes, my king, right away. Wait,
he says, startling all of us.
Take this bed to the courtyard and burn it. I want it to be ashes by the morning. It will be done, my king.
There is a flurry of activity. With many strong orcs and efficient servants, Ragnar's commands are accomplished almost in the blink of an eye. Soon I am looking into a black fabric tent filled with lumen crystals and furs, exotic rugs covering the ground. A makeshift bed of fur and down is in its center. When I can't see the walls or windows, the room is completely transformed. Much of the furniture that used to be in here lies carelessly broken in the hallway, thrown out by orcs that curled their lips at the ostentatious designs. Now I am alone in Ragnar's space with him. Nothing left to remind me of past horrors, with just the Orc King, sitting in his iron chair, looking at me with hooded eyes in the low light. I expect him to lord over me his easy mastery of my fears, or ask how I like the chamber now, maybe even demand I remove my clothes and move to the bed. Instead, in the stillness, he says,
My father used to beat my mother.
I take an intake of breath, sharply, and feel my stomach turn to stone. He can't want me to speak of this. Not now. But I still do not want to show weakness in front of him. That is the way to greater pain later. When we argue and he wants to hurt me, or I accidentally embarrass him and he wants to humiliate me, I cannot allow him any ammunition. So instead of balking, I say simply, I know. She has told me. Rognar nods grimly from his seat, then stands and walks toward me.
Did she tell you it only happened when he was sober? When he had full control of himself? That he would make it into a show in front of the Orc Council and my grandfather?
Mutely, I shake my head. Oh, Malalia, my sweet Malalia. My heart bleeds as she should have been treated thus.
He wanted to show he was not affected by her, his mate. Everyone knew that they were closer than was socially allowed. He should have discarded her after I was bored and found another mate to try again for a stronger heir. But in his selfishness, he wanted both.
He's close now, the raw power of his presence making me nervous, yet I try to hold onto my anger. Both?
A mate in my grandfather's good opinion. Mating marks were not allowed under my grandfather's reign. He maintained them as romantic foolishness. Yet my father, in his weakness, knew that my mother was the one he would want to claim above all others. When he was drunk and his guard was down, he showed her the affection that he could not dare under his father's eyes when he was sober. He thought it was enough, that she should be grateful.
His rumbling voice is full of derision. Still, I latch on to the beginning of his explanation. He was weak for loving her?
Do not misunderstand me. If he truly loved her, he would have killed my grandfather and carved a kingdom where she could be safe. No, because he was weak, he could not love her, only possess her. But he felt that he had to prove to the watching eyes that he didn't actually want her. That was his weakness. It is one that I do not share.
The air leaves my lungs in a rush. I do not want to hear what he is saying. I know my anger is right, and I've been allowed so little of it. I don't want to let go of it, even as I hide it. Gathering my composure, I say, I do not know why you are telling me this, but I'm sorry that...
Adalind.
His firm tone interrupts my rush of words, and a strong hand settles on my shoulder, gently tracing down my arm with soft, sheathed fingers.
I will never be an orc that will watch you be hurt and do nothing. I do want a mate, and as of today, I know that mate to be you. And I will burn and build as many kingdoms as I must so that you are safe and protected. I cannot apologize for that. However, if you will trust me, I will fight your battles, not for you, but beside you as mate should.
I tremble under his soft ministrations and even softer words. Could he be real? Could there really be a male like this? One like my most secret dreams could conjure? Internally, I shake myself. Maybe, but maybe not. I have to be logical about this. He could just be saying what I want to hear. But even if he is not as kind as he appears, no new king would want to leave intact a secret society that would work against him. I can trust him, with this at least, if not with the rest he is asking for. I hesitate, the truth tasting strange on my tongue as I speak. I am angry. He breathes a sigh, one that sounds strangely relieved, and perhaps a touch amused.
Yes, you are. But the question is, why? Why would you be angry that I punished that thrice-cursed, lecherous dog?
I did not want to protect him for his sake, I burst out, my cheeks rising in color. I would never.
So you are angry that you did not get to kill him yourself.
He says this in a tone that says he would understand such a sentiment. It's so absurd that it makes me laugh. In an instant, his hand stills, his pupils dilating. Rognar's finger traces up my throat to my chin.
Do that again.
This again. I forget how I affect others without my veil. I've been told that happiness makes me look enchanting, incandescent. I'm almost a little disappointed at how easily Rognar seems affected by my beauty, though it is why my plan is working. It makes him like everyone else. For some reason, I no longer want to give him my fake cheer like I would have with Yorian. Instead, I say, a little haughtily, I do not laugh on command, or king. If you wish to hear it, you may play the jester. Now he laughs. I'd already forgotten how much I liked it. Hypocritically, I want to demand he do it again.
Am I already not a fool enough for you, Witch Queen? Fine, hoard your music to yourself. I will find a way to hear it again. But if I am wrong, tell me why you are angry.
My amusement wanes at his words. It is hard to speak of these things. I will not go into detail, but I will tell him a little. There is a group of nobles and rich commoners that call themselves the Cabal, I begin, reaching deep for the strength to say these things without trembling. They are sadists, in the truest sense of the word. They like to hurt and maim and kill innocent victims. They even have dabbled in blood and death magic to try to increase their power. Yorian was one of their number, and so was Grimble. I know of no others, as they mask themselves when they meet. Rognar has gone still. a calm that I can tell belies the intensity of his true feelings.
This cabal, have they hurt you before?
I really don't want to admit this, but I must. How else can I convince him that they are real? Yes, I was among their favorite victims. Both his hands come to my shoulders, steadying me with their strength.
Adalind, truly.
A single tear falls unbidden from my eye. Yes, I saw them for the first time on my wedding night. Yorian wished to brand me as his property in front of his group, but... Reaching out my bandaged arm, I unwrap the cloth, still stained with my blood. But when it falls away, there is no cut. Rognar inhales sharply.
I do not understand. I can smell your blood on the cloth. The wound was fresh this morning.
It was an unexpected effect of my fairy blessing. I say the words heavily as I begin to tremble. I was blessed with being an unblemished beauty, and so all wounds heal completely within an hour as if they were never there. Even blows that should bring about death. By the end of my speech, my trembles have become full-body shaking. I know that Rognar could not be more different from Yorian, but this discovery led me to years of torture. Telling someone who is to be my next husband about it freely is harder than I thought. I still don't mention the second part of my blessing. My relationship with Rognar is still too new, and I can't trust him with it yet. The Orc King surprises me by asking,
Adalind, let me hold you, please.
I nod, letting him envelop me in his arms. Later, I'll tell myself it was a ploy or manipulation, but that will be a lie. Right now, I want to be held. It has been so long. Even Malalia, my dearest friend, has always had to be conscientious of my position in the castle and what would happen if anyone had seen her comforting me and reported back to Yorian. The embrace feels so good, so warm. Tears prick my eyes again, but I do not let them flow. I must finish my explanation. When the former king found out he could play with me as much as he wanted and not break me, I became his favorite toy. I'd already been a status symbol, the first fairy touched in a generation, but now he knew he could perform in front of the cabal without any consequences. Ragnar's chest rumbles, a deep growl that is somehow soothing.
I would kill him again if I could, Adalind. I would make him feel your pain.
His hand lightly traces up and down my spine, a comforting gesture. I cannot help but melt a little more into his arms. I am merely glad that he is gone. The pain always fades so quickly from the wounds, but the fear, the never knowing when it would happen again, that was the most unbearable. You cannot imagine the relief I felt knowing he was gone. But
the rest of them still live.
He finishes my sentence.
Grimble was your only lead.
I nod into his firm chest. I spent so much time turning his mistress, making her one of my network, so that the next time he summoned the Cabal, once Yorian was gone, we would be able to raid them with my knights and take them out with one fell swoop. But now, I do not know what to do. Rognar leans back slightly, one finger coming to my chin, and tilts my head back so that I am looking at him.
You have done well, incredibly well, in a circumstance that would have broken most. But you need not worry about these things alone any longer. My words are not empty. I mean to be your mate. Your enemies are my enemies, and my horde, your horde. My network of spies is now at your disposal. We will find this cabal together and crush them together.
His words inflame me. He is too good to be true. Before I could think too hard about my actions, I am reaching for him, rising on my tiptoes. As if reading my mind, he meets me halfway, and then we are kissing. My mind goes blank, dark thoughts banished as I melt completely against him, wanting to be closer. My clothes chafe as I yearn to feel his skin against mine. He tilts his head, gently opening my mouth with his own, and then his tongue is against mine, warm and wet and wanting. His actions are gentle, slow, which conversely drives me mad. I feel desperate, weaving my fingers into his hair and yank, wanting to push him to do more, faster. Passion like I've never felt before driving me to be an aggressor. He groans deeply and then pulls back.
Witch Queen, if you continue, sleep will not be what we are doing tonight.
His words are like reins jerking at my control. I don't truly want more, do I? I've never enjoyed coitus before. Yorian was a selfish monster in bed, my pain the only thing that truly aroused him. But with Rognar, everything is different. I want to push him onto the furs and climb on top of him, conquering him. Want like I never knew I could even feel still heats my blood. But what if I still hate it? What if I am broken in that way? What if he can tell? Kisses are one thing, but sex? What if I'm truly broken and he doesn't want me after, or I do not want him? I still have to think of my kingdom. Wait until we are legally bound, and then I can explore these feelings. I pull back, my breath still a little heavy as I say, "You are right, we can wait one more day." He growls again, reaching for me, but only places a chaste kiss on my forehead.
Then come to bed, Adalind. Tomorrow cannot get here quickly enough.
Chapter 11. Torment. The forest outside of the Adri castle is dark in the waxing moonlight, but darkness has never bothered me. Dark deeds require darkness to be done, and I have waited in the shadows to hunt prey before. Tonight is different, though. Tonight, everything is unsure, and I have the feeling that I am the prey now. An infuriating feeling. It makes me want to take a whip to a bare back until it's only raw meat, and my anger is assuaged. Too bad my favorite back is currently beyond my reach. But if Suffering rendezvous with his information soon, we will be able to take our country back from the brutes it's been given to. A twig breaks behind me, and I go completely still in my shadowy hiding place. A cloaked figure enters the clearing, too short to be the one I am waiting for. But then I hear the words whispered into the night.
The stars look darkened this night.
The code phrase of the Cabal. It's a member. I exit my hiding place and return. Dark is Lord Grasrath's wing. Grasrath, Lord of Pain, the patron demon of the Cabal, said to be our guardian and true leader. I do not know if I actually believe that, unlike some of the zealots of the group. But I do have to admit, we have been untouchable. Until now, with everything uncertain. The cloak figure bows. Use our secret names, I admonish sharply. Even here, you never know where ears may lurk. The other member straightens, his human skull mask seeming to glow, even in the low light. Ah, it is Sting.
Apologies, Torment. I am disturbed tonight. My news is bad for us all.
Disturbed? I ask, alarm rising. What news? Where is Suffering?
Suffering is dead.
Sting replies bluntly, his voice flat.
He threatened the peasant queen, and the orc brute cut off his hand and let him bleed to death.
Everything goes cold. Suffering. Duke Grimble? Dead? So soon after King Yorian. It's almost like that lowborn bitch is trying to take a revenge against us, isn't she?
Yes,
He says.
I hid in the spy chamber next to the king's tonight, and I overheard her tell the orc about the Cabal. She was going to use Suffering to hunt the rest of us. She used her sob story to get the orc king to promise to send spies to find us. They want to kill us all.
This is bad news. The worst, in fact. Losing control of the country is bad enough, but to become hunted? And now, with our leadership dead, I am the next highest-ranking member. Well, me in agony. But he has never been interested in leadership, only in pain and its many forms. The Cabal will look to me now to lead them. Send out the message to lie low for now. No kidnappings and no killings until this is resolved. The disappearances and possible body discoveries will only lead them right to us.
And how will you resolve it?
I turn away, preparing to leave. Easily. The bitch must die. And the orc will be held responsible.
Chapter 12. Rognar. I wake with a start, my surroundings familiar yet not. A soft body lies next to me, warming my side. The previous day rushes back to me all at once. The execution, the march, the treaty, Adalind. It is her form next to me, sleeping in the utter darkness. With a murmur, she rolls onto her side, an arm reaching across me, and I barely hold back the groan in my throat at her touch. I'm harder than I've ever been in my entire life, and yearn to roll her onto her back and wake her with my head between her thighs. To hear her moan and feel her shuddering release around my tongue. But we are not there yet. The relationship between us is new. Though my instincts are telling me she is my mate, her humanness does not tell her the same. She doesn't have the same beast inside her that bids her to claim. Would that she did, I would be willingly conquered. Instead, I carefully move out of the bed, using every bit of my stealth training, willing her not to wake up with my stirring. Something tells me that she will not react well to waking in my arms, though there would be no need for embarrassment. But she burns hot and cold, my Adalind, ruled in equal parts by passion and fear. She will be slow to trust me, though I think deep down she wants to. But those who were supposed to be her protectors all have hurt her. It will take time for her to feel safe. Thankfully, she does not stir, and I quietly dress for the day. It is peaceful, this early in the morning, and preparing for the day while my soon-to-be wife sleeps feels surprisingly domestic, and I do not hate the feeling. I am tempted to linger in the quiet tent, soaking in the contentment of impending matehood, but I cannot. There is much to be done before the wedding this evening. I must find Rognar, my smith, to cap my horns at the base with troll-kind wedding bands. Move my orcs to more permanent lodgings and set Urim and his network after the Cabal. The Cabal. I feel my lips curl in disgust and anger at the thought of them. There were vassals of my fathers and grandfathers that needed to be rooted out and exterminated like the venomous vermin they were for the sake of my kingdom and reign. But nothing so organized and repugnant as this Cabal. To think they hunt and hurt innocents for sport. To think they did such things over and over to Adalind. I am still reeling from her admission last night, that she can heal even grievous wounds in an hour. I am guessing that something like losing her head would be permanent, but to think that she is close to indestructible, and that her husband, rather than rejoicing that his wife was safe from harm, instead used it for sick entertainments, and pushed it to what sounds like to its limits. Well, I had thought I had known evil before, but I suppose I should not be too surprised at the lengths of depravity humans can sink to. Their capacity for vice has always been astounding. As I leave the room, I hesitate at the door. With the lumen crystals dark and the windows covered by the black tent walls, it's hard to see much, but orc eyes are better at seeing in the dark than most, and I can make out Adalind's form having rolled further onto my side of the bed. Her arm is outstretched, as if looking for me, even in her sleep. Looking at her, this precious creature, so full of spirit and wit, I vow, before the month is out, the demons that have plagued her will be vanquished. Exiting the room, I am not surprised to see Larrick and Turnhawk still guarding the room. They informed me the night before that they intended to pledge to their new queen, eager to be the first. They are both young, but have earned their places in my horde by being geniuses with their blades. I gave them leave and heard Adalind accept. They are leaving my horde to join her gold guard. The thought makes me smirk as I think of the reaction of Dame Zira at the news. I am surprised, however, to see a lady-in-waiting standing like a statue in the hallways, looking as if she had been there all night. I recognized her vaguely as one of the servants I sent for Adalind the night before. She's a small, mousy thing, with light brown hair and dark brown eyes, but she stands with courage, her chin high. She looks startled when she sees me, but stands her ground and almost looks like she wants to say something before thinking better of it. I get the sense that she is standing guard in her own way, though she wears no armor, only a velvet dress and certainly no weapons. Was she worried about Adalind sleeping in the same room as me? Was she waiting to burst in at the first sound of distress from her mistress's lips? What would she have done, I wonder, if I had been cruel or forceful, like her past king? What had she done when Urian had hurt Adalind? Anything? Had she tried? Or had she been unaware of the pain her queen had gone through? Shaking myself free from such useless, speculative thoughts, I walk past, not acknowledging her presence. I do not know if she wants me to say anything or not, but though I cannot help but want to talk to Adalind, I still am not comfortable speaking at large. I am reminded that I still owe Adalind an explanation for why I prefer not to speak in public. Perhaps now more than ever, for she has shared her vulnerabilities with me, but I have not reciprocated. I am surprised my mother has not already told her the tale of how I broke my voice and lost my sibilance. But maybe the story is also too painful for her to tell, though it does beg the question of what Adalind already knows about me. She keeps alluding to such knowledge, and my mother said that she had tried to prepare the way for me in Adalind's heart. But how is that possible? What exactly does she mean? I ruminate on the thought, finding myself hoping my mother has not shared some of my more embarrassing stories from my childhood. When I find myself in the castle courtyard, my orcs are already running drills while Urim and Gunag bark orders. It is time to clear my mind and go through the day. Sundown cannot arrive soon enough. It is some time later, well after noon, and as I sit in the smithy that I see Adalind again.
What are you doing?
She asks, her words slightly aghast. I suppose it might look strange from an outsider's view. Rognar hammers at the base of my second horn, plating the base with gold. Soon he will etch the runes of fidelity and honor around the metal, completing it as he has with the first. Luckily, he already knew how, having completed the task once before for a rare permanent troll-orc mating. Answering my queen, I say, "Have you not heard of the marriage traditions of the trolls?" The confusion clears on her face for a moment, only to be replaced by another question.
Ah, the mating bands. I have heard of this, but I've never seen it. But I thought that orcs did not honor the cultures of their non-orc parents, that they are considered fully orc and nothing else.
It irks me that she knows so much about Orakesh society under my predecessor's reigns, but not nearly as much about my own. I am proud of the differences I have made in the last 7 years. Any orc may follow whatever traditions suit them, I reply, keeping my tone even. There are those that have had the privilege of knowing their non-orc parents, who would honor both sides of their heritage. I am one of them and would honor my mother this way. Adalind softens at the mention of my mother. It pleases me that they are so close and that they carry such love and respect for one another. She looks at me, her gaze considering.
Does it not hurt to be hammered so?
Rognar suddenly misses a tap, a choked sound of amusement emerging, and I barely keep my own at bay. She is one for the accidental innuendos, my Adalind. I can see the moment it registers with her how her words sounded, and a light, flattering blush dusts itself on her cheeks and ears. Not wishing to add to her embarrassment, enchanting though the sight may be, I answer, "Trolls do not have much feeling in their horns or skull. It makes them a better natural weapon. The orcs have a higher pain tolerance besides. The sound so close to my ears is a trifle annoying, but I have experienced worse." Her eyes go considering again as she looks at me.
It does suit you,
She says, sounding like a haughty queen, but I know she means it sincerely.
In troll custom, both in a pair get the mating bands, do they not?
Yes, I say, almost nodding before remembering to keep still. But as you do not have horns,
I don't see how that signifies.
she interrupts.
I could have small cuffs put onto the upper parts of my ears with the same symbolism.
My blood runs cold, both appreciating and hating the idea all at once. It would hurt you, Adalind. I would not ask you to do such a thing.
You did not ask. I offered, and it was my idea. Besides,
She says, with a meaningful look.
I'm tougher than I appear.
I know that she is mentioning her healing power, but that doesn't change my distaste. She has said that she dislikes pain, even if it fades quickly for her. I am about to protest when Rognar surprises me by saying, "The Horde would appreciate such a gesture." I shoot a glare at the smith, who only shrugs. He is one of my only friends. He knows he is in no danger from me for merely speaking his mind. "Forgive me for speaking out of turn, my king," Rognar continues, "but you are mating one of the fair races. A show of physical strength and sacrifice would show her to be a worthy partner to the strongest of us." "She is worthy because I say she is worthy," I rumble, not liking his intimation that my mate is weak because of some arbitrary test. It's the wrong thing to say. I see a spark of fire in Adalind's eyes before she goes cold again. She sweeps into the smithy, her skirts a riot of movement and color, before sitting next to me on the bench.
I will take the cuffs.
She says simply, her voice steel. She is stubborn, my bride. Proud. I should not have said anything. I'm sure she took it as a challenge. Quietly, I say, "I know you are strong, Adalind. It is why I am marrying you. You need not prove it to anyone else." Her eyes find mine, searching as if she is trying to find the truth behind my words, as if she doesn't quite believe them.
I thought you were marrying me because you find my form pleasing and my riches enticing.
She says in an icy tone. Ah, fear again. Urien only wanted her for her looks, the fool. So I tell her, any fool would find your form pleasing. Your blessing sees to that, and I would not make you queen of my kingdom just because of such a surface-level reason. No, I am marrying the queen that was on the losing side of a war, stared down a horde and threatened them, who used cunning and strategy to turn disadvantage to advantage. That is the queen I am marrying. I would do so if you looked like my war beast, though I can say that I am glad you do not. Adalind's eyes widen a little at my speech, and, after a moment, a shyly pleased smile plays at her lips. The expression grabs hold of my balls like a fist, putting my cock to attention. Definitely not a war beast, I think, trying to get my unruly cock under control. I wouldn't want Rognar to think his work arouses me, as the gentle tink of his detail hammer finishes the last of the runes.
Well, if you want me for my strategy,
The Witch Queen counters, small smile still there.
then trust me that this symbol, my sitting for the mating bands, though I am human, will be useful. I'm sure there are those in your horde that do not believe that they will be getting willing brides. I am the first and must show the way.
She has a good argument, still. I would not have you in pain for me, Adalind.
Which is why I offer. You do not expect it, so I give it freely.
I want to protest further, but I know I will not win, and I'm coming to think it would not be wise to reject this gesture. She may read my hesitance as disdain. Rognar finishes the last rune and I nod. All right, but I will stay at your side,
If you want.
Adalind says, a little icily, but I take no offense. For all her bravery and bold words, she must be nervous. Instead, I offer my hand in support. She looks at it in askance. For if the pain grows too much, I explain, you may wrench it off if you like. She laughs, a surprised sound, and I feel the contentment of the sound wash over my soul again. I would make myself 1,000 times the fool to hear it as many times a day as I can. I regret now that humor is not my strongest suit. I will not comment on her laugh again, however. She grew very prickly last time, and I suspect it is another sore point for her. Adalind accepts the hand I have offered.
How gallant.
She says, the ice gone from her words.
I will try not to injure you too badly.
Her hand is slightly cool in my own, but I still like her skin against mine. My thoughts move to tonight. As long as she is as willing as she claims, I will have her. Body against body, deep and hard, soft and gentle. It's been a while for me. Since I've become king and had to root out the rot of my father's reign, I've had little time or desire for intimate entanglements. My hand is efficient enough for my needs, but my cock jumps a little, thinking of what it will be like tonight, with not just any female, but the most maddening, bewitching one I've ever seen. The human queen sits next to me, oblivious to my randy thoughts, and says to Rognar,
I am ready. You may begin.
The work goes fast, yet not fast enough. Adalind's face is a picture of stoicism as the metal cuffs pierce the tops of her ears, a tiny rivulet of blood escaping, but she makes no sound. Yet her hand grows tense in mine, squeezing down with all her paltry human strength. It does hurt her, no matter her magical gifts, and it savages my heart thinking of what she must have gone through to learn to remain so impassive under such pain. Soon enough, Rognar is done and the tops of Adalind's ears glint a matching gold to my horns. The smith looks at the queen and nods his approval, both of his work and the human's performance under pressure. I'll take my leave now, he says, with a slightly clumsy bow. Orcs do not bow with the genteel manners of the fair races, and I know that it is a sign of his respect that he attempted it for Adalind's sake. As he leaves, I can tell that the story of what happened here will spread through the horde, building my bride's reputation. I go to stand, wanting to finish the preparations for the ceremony at sundown, but Adalind's hand is still in mine, and she stays my departure with a light tug.
Thank you.
She says, sounding like a strange mix of vulnerable and defensive.
For sitting with me. It was not necessary, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
I raise her hand to my lips, brushing a kiss on its back like I did the day before. I will never ask you to suffer for me, Witch Queen, but if you must, then I will never let you do so alone. The shy smile returns, and I feel her squeeze my hand lightly before she lets go.
Well, I will not keep you from your duties. I have my own to attend to, after all.
Then go to them, Adalind, I say. But you best not be late tonight. I step forward, crowding her slightly, and lean down to her ear, whispering, For the riches of your kingdom are less than the riches I intend to claim tonight, and I will not wait long to make you my wife. Her breath hitches at my words, her pupils dilating, and the smell of her arousal reaches my nose, as enticing and delicate as it was last night. I'll see you at the altar, I finish before walking away. Only a few more hours until sundown. Then she will be what she was always meant to be, mine.